trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, I've got the chart up here of the Dow Jones. You can see here in the last 2 hours, we had a 38% pullback right here. That's what we're watching. But what I wanted to show you was what happened today in the gold market. I did it in segments because I said, well, I got to show folks what this is. This was the first one. This morning, you can see here, we pulled back right here to around 40.60, and you pulled back right to exactly 382, and then the market started to shoot up. And I said, wow, this is really a big one today. And so all I did was I wanted to show you, what was happening, because it really was an amazing thing. There was that first one, okay? There's the second pullback right here. Exactly. 382. Folks, this hit $30 higher yet. I mean, it hit 40.97. Well, I think we could show it to you right now. Let's just get it up here. Get it right here. Let's see where we are. And there's where we are in the gold. And there was the first Gartley right here. That was a really good. I took a little less profit than I should have, but I did okay. But that's what it's doing right now here in the gold market. It got as high as 4,100. If you looked at that, wow, it did hit 41. Oh no, 40.99.6. It missed 4,100 even. Let's look at this on the long-term hourly and see if that was. See, that's really on the long-term hourly. It really doesn't mean very much at all. See, it's just in the same trading range going back and forth, but this was the big move. This little Gartley here this morning was the tip-off that it was going to have a pretty good rally, and then that's in fact what we've done here. Okay, now let's move on over here, and we're going to do a couple other little things that we need to take care of in other parts of the world, and that part of that world is going to be in the soybean market, because that's being talked about on the news about with China and Mr. Trump. Here's where we are with January soybeans. Now, this is just a shorter term thing. You remember we had the big move up here, but this is what we've done here so far today. We had a move down. We rallied up to just about the 382, and then down here, this when they started talking. Okay, and now you can see we've moved all the way up here. Folks, the high on this was 63, so they've gone nowhere. I'm going to show you in the hourly chart, because that's the one that really, is playing the max. See, we've already had all that. I expected to see that much of a pullback, but we got even more. So we're just going to look at it here, because there was a place to get long soybeans today, but it didn't get there, and that's what I was a little concerned with. I was looking at this A, B, C, D. There was your 382. I believe that's exactly spot on, perfect. No, it wasn't. I thought that A, B, C, D would come down in here, and we haven't done that. And so now I want to see if we've done anything this morning from that point. And you see, we still haven't done that either. We're in a bear market now, folks. I will sell this, because you got the ABCD coming in right here. Of course, the news is really good now. There was the high. We were sellers up in there, and that we covered it a little too soon. We covered it down in here, but that's what we're still in a negative market in beans for the time being. This is only 5 days down. We should have some resistance up in here at 1134 bushel, and that will find out what's going on. Another one that is just keeps giving, and that is this euro position that we've liked for quite some time. It just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. Now, this is just a 4 minute, because I was looking at this bigger ABCD right here. So let's move over to the hourly, and you'll see here we just keep dripping off. There it was today, hit another perfect 382. There was the ABCD that I was looking at, and you can see it's still coming down. These are pretty good swings in the euro, folks, so that's a good one to watch. It's a great one to learn how to trade, folks, because this thing, they don't fool with this. None of the central central banks might try to fool with it, but not for very long because it's just too big. It's the most actively live trading thing in the whole world. All right. Now, one thing I have to do since I'm on the air today and I haven't done anything, and that is to check the cattle market and see if we had an opportunity for a trade in the cattle, because it trades just like the S&P and all the other with a margin is about 20%. So let's just get up here with the 30-minute, and we're going to see where we are here. Oh, boy, I'll bet you we had one today. There's where we are right there. There's the 30-minute. Okay, this was the trade of the century right here, folks. You have to. We were mentioning that, but look at this, folks. If you think there's some symmetry in the cattle market, there's your A, B, C, D leg. Okay, it's 50% retracement, comes down within a point of the exact low, and you had another one right here going down to the same level. This was the 382, came right down to the level. This was the buy. It opened that much lower, and then had a huge rally. See that big rally that it's had? Now, this was from Friday, so it hasn't even made a 382 anywhere in here. So we're going to look at it right now. This is today's action up in here. It's backing off a little bit. We'll check this one in just a second. But the first thing you want to watch and see if it works is watch for this 382, because this should be good support here. 213, that's down another penny or two from where it is right now. Now, what we'll do is we'll move this over just a little bit, and we'll see if this move right. It's not. I can tell. I've done so many of these things. I can tell when they're 382s just almost by instinct, and of course make me mad today. And there it is right there. Joke, folks, I wasn't joking. I didn't see it that far back, but there was a 382 on that. And you're in a bear market, so you just about have to sell that. And if you did, you've already made $500, so not too bad. All right, we got those two out of the way. We get this out of the way. We had a question about Tesla. I heard that Tesla was still down today, and we'll get up here and take a quick look at it, and we'll go over this other stuff that I need to cover. And hold on one second. Here's Tesla, and it isn't down today. What are you talking about? These guys must be smoking dope, unless it was. No, this opened higher. This is up on the day. I don't know what they're coming from, but that's it's been down, but this is up today. It gapped up and it's been going up. So there's nothing negative about for today's action. Anyway, on the longer term, something serious has happened to this thing. Okay, that's the main thing, that we're looking at. So we got the Dow up 307, S&P up 106, Nasdaq up almost 600. So we're rocking and rolling to the upside, folks. But boy, I'll tell you, be really careful chasing this market because it's got some negativity to it that is pretty nasty. Let's look at the big daddy rabbit, Nvidia, because it moved back up to the magical price of 181. Get this up here 1 second. Alrighty, and there it is right there with the hourly chart. And then you can see here, this is there's your problem. See, folks, there's the 382. Nvidia is up. It's at 382. It's doing very little, folks. But there was a day when the big action told you that there was something wrong, and there's still something wrong. All you're seeing today, folks, is a short covering rally. I know it's a big one, but it's a short covering rally. My opinion, of course, my opinion. All right, let's move on here to Apple. Apple should be strong because it's stronger than market stock, and I would imagine if this was going to be the one that was going to be moving quickly to the upside, I would have to say Apple would be, and it is. You can see here it's up on the day, and it's up on the day quite a bit. Ooh, yeah, 5 points in Apple is quite a bit. What we're doing now in Apple on a shorter term basis, we'll draw this in here.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is Apple that we're looking at with the ABCD measuring the 276. That's a point. But here's what's important. You see on Friday, you had this move right here. This told you that this might be really strong because of the fact that it only made a 382 retracement coming back on the close. And it opened basically unchanged. And where did it go? Boom. That's what's happening. So you got to pay attention to those. I've got to, oh dear, I can't let the cat out of the bag. Let's get this out of the way here, and let's move it out of the way, and we're going to come over here and look at a couple other things that people have asked about that I will try to. Have we seen stuff like this before? Of course. That's all you have been. Let's go back in the history books here at 1929. Okay, there was your high here at 383, folks. Okay, the market dropped. You can see it had a drop down to 330. All right, that was a 10% drop, and then it had a 5-day rally right here, which was exactly 50%. Okay, that came in on October the 12th. Okay, and you'll see here 10 days later, you can see where we were right here. This is the kind of thing we're looking at. I think we're either right there or right there. I'm not sure which. It might be that one, but it could be this one. We're going to find out here the next day or two. Folks, I'm really bearish. Base that on the pattern with the Bradley model. It hasn't let me down, and it does occasionally, but this is normal what we're seeing in this. If you go back to 1987, let me just show you what happened then. Okay, here was the 87 market. All right, now we had a big break here. You see 10% break. That was on the solar eclipse right here on the 26th of September. It rallied 6 days up into October the 2nd, okay? And then from October 2nd to the 19th, the last day, this day right here, the Dow was down 16%. And I don't think it's going to happen again, but it's possible. And the reason why is because all the margin debt that's out there, if they start to liquidate, you're going to see something like this. All right, and that's all I'm paying attention to. If you look at the patterns, they're going to get you to the promised land most of the time. Today was an easy, well, not an easy day, but it was a day where you're expecting some type of a rally just because we had that perfect ABCD in the, hold on, just to get this out of the way, in the NASDAQ, and we also had it in the others. Nvidia didn't give us anything like that. So these AI stocks are not making the thing run. What's making the thing runs are people covering shorts from their position. Just looking at this here. There it is right there. There was a 382. Now you're up near the high of the day. This should be it. But if you look at this on the daily basis, you think that's bullish, folks? No, man, you dropped 2,800 points. All you're doing now, we haven't taken out the previous day's high as of yet. It's close. It's within a heartbeat, but that's all. There's your 382 on the way down. So watch that. This is day 1, day 2, day 3. Maybe we will be up there 3 days, 4 days, but watch it right up here at 468. 468. That's 200 points from where we are right now, and the thing's swinging pretty good. Up and down. You had the Dow Jones today. You'd never know that it was a bear market rally. Let's just do the 8-minute. You'll see the swings it had early morning. Look, the first big swing down was right here. Their opening is right here. We go from 65, we drop 300 points down. Okay, then we go 400 points up, and then we made this last little 382, which was I believe exactly 200 and some points. How much was that? See, for 66. Yeah, this was 200 points down. It's moved 1,100 points in this move, and we still haven't taken out the high of the day yet. And we will, but that's what I'm looking at here. Okay, move that out of the way. Now let's take a look at this one right here. This is the, I did do a trade here in the crude oil. God darn, move that out of the way. This was crude oil's action today. It did relatively well based on what we were waiting. We were looking for a bottom to come right in here, and there was the bottom right in here right now. Now, if we go by the same thing that we usually do, we have a strong trending market here, don't we, folks? You have a strong trending market, so you want to watch and see if you get the 382 retracement back to that, all right? This is it. If you come into the live show on Friday, I'm going to be covering that stuff like you can't believe, because I'm doing a book. Hold on, let me get this out of the way here. I got to get to the front page here. Okay, here is the reasoning why the darn thing this is the research that I've been doing on 38% retracements, okay? Now, we know that strong trending markets are markets like this, folks. That's a 62%. There's your 45%. This is the stuff from WD Gann, okay? There's your 45-degree line. This is your 62-degree line. These are 70s, 80s. Of course, that's a zero. That doesn't go straight up. Anyway, what you want is you want to see the pullbacks based on the relationships of what the slope of that line. And the slope of that line tells you where you go. The second thing is, how many bars do you look at to see if the thing was going to be right or wrong? And I'm still working on that one, but I'm getting some good ideas on it anyway. All right. Now, I think those were the main ones that I wanted to cover. And I had, one other thing regarding this. In the relationship, what happened between 87 and you can see from September 3rd right here, you see it was 55 days. This is my research going back so far, I can't even remember, folks. You can see none of it's been updated, but you can see there's where it was in 1929. Went 55 days down into November the 29th, October the 29th of 1929. That was it. The low wasn't until later, but the crash was in this move right here. In 1987, it was 54 days. 54 days. Look how close that is. You do the math. We'll be watching it, see whether it's going to be moving on like that. Let's get back up here, take a quick look at this. And I'm going to be covering some grains here when we come up to the break, because I think we're started. But we need to be looking at the bonds, because they've started to pick up, and not because of dropping interest rates, and it's certainly not because of any crash coming out there. They're just picking up steam. And there's where we are back in this. Here again, you're going to see the old 382 come in handy. There's your low. We talked about this is 50%. It went a tiny bit below. Yep, it sure did. Yeah, it's a 50% one here. Here was a 382 right here. That was a small one, but that was early this morning. Look at that on a real small time frame. Let's see if we had that. Okay, here was the low. Here's Friday. Okay, now we had a pullback here this morning. Let's see if that was close. Nope, this was 50% too. I can tell that right off the bat. Well, almost 50%. It is 50% exactly. See, when they don't hit 382, they hit the 50%, and then they're still going up. Now, I think we had a 382 right here. I know I saw the beeper went off, so I saw it or heard it to go off, but that must have been it right there. Yeah, there was one right here. So it's still strong trending, but this was a 50% retracement coming in here on the Treasury bonds. Okay, I think we have a break coming up here in 47 seconds. So let's look at one other stock in here, which is Archer Dental ADM. Let's see, this should be getting a boost with the, boy, it's not doing very much at all, is it? The old soybean group is not working pretty good. We'll look at soybeans intensity here when we come back. It's really doing very little today. That's in a downtrend, and don't see anything really exciting. So let's take a little break, and we'll get back, and we're going to look at some currencies.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, I've been asked to take a look at the pound and then also the euro. What I'd like to show you here, as you can see, the ABCD on this, but we also have another ABCD that completed here. You see, you draw that in, and it missed it by just a hair. You can see a little more than that, I think. Yeah, I missed it by almost a half a point, which is quite a bit. But there's your 382 retracement off of that high. There's your 382 retracement off of this high. So it's telling you you're in a very, very strong downtrend. Those of you that are, this almost 50%, there's 38. But those of you that trade or learning to trade, pick the euro or the pound. I prefer to pick the euro and look at the short-term swings. If you look over here and just do an hourly chart on this, and this is not going to break the bank to do any of these patterns here, because the point is 100 points, and the pips is worth $629. Okay, so from 30 to 31, that's $600 right there. Okay, from 30.30 to 31.30 is $600. So that's not a big deal. But you'll notice here you have these big tails that come in here. All right, you don't see that when you do the euro because the euro's so big. The boys don't mess around with that. Whoever the boys are. Let me window tile vertical here. Get this out of the way. Here's the euro. You'll bring it up here like now, and you can see here you don't see the same spikes. You see them occasionally, those who duly do report, but other than that, you don't see them very much. Now, this is what's happening in the euro. We're still going down. The last one was a 382. Now, you made a lower low, so you have to change your format to find out if that also matched. I think it might have matched this high right up here. Could that be correct? I think it did. By golly, it came with, yeah, that did. There's your 382 off the high that we made a couple days ago. All right, so that move that in. It tells you we're still heading lower. The reason why we're heading lower in the euro, this has been a position that we've been bearish on for quite some time. If we switch over and look at a monthly chart, I know you don't believe I see it monthlies, but this is what this is where we are right now, and I think we're heading down to this area right here, and that's why, because you've completed your A, B, C, D right there. You're in a long-term downtrend from 2017, 2020, 2025. We're still headed lower, and you can make a case for much lower prices in the euro. Now, something could happen. It might change, but right now, that's what it looks like. Okay? All right, now let's get back over to talk about soybeans for just a minute. Just take me a second to get them up here. Oh, dear, did I lose them? Looks like I did, didn't I? Son of a gun. Okay, let me get it back up here. Yeah, I got too many things here to cover. And get up here to those Jan beans. Right here. Okay, here's the soybeans. Now, we're having a pretty good correction. Remember, we had a really nice move to the upside, folks. There's no question at that. It was going to go up to that level right here. This is the two levels. This is where we took it here because that was the ABCD over the past several weeks. If you do the daily, that'll take you to that level right here. There was a possibility they could get there, but they didn't. And then, of course, we've had to move down. Let's play the devil's advocate and just say that these guys and Mr. Trump and President, whatever his name is, she have worked something out. So let's find a place where we might want to look at soybeans from the long side. Let's clean this out. Okay, look at it from freshness, all right? We're going to go from the high. First thing you look at is your support levels to see how they're working, all right? Okay, 382 held pretty good for one day, and then boom, down it went. That's really important in my book because that tells us that we probably got a possibility of making this ABCD, guess where? Ooh, right around the old 1.618 level, somewhere in this ballpark, around 11.07, 11.01. That's a pretty good one to look at. So if we move over like this, you can see here we had the rally right here. This is a few days, but it all counts. This is a big trading market, folks. If you drew that in from your high to your low, well, let's do it both ways. Get that out of the way here. This is what I do all weekend long, folks. Just this stuff here and there, and I love it. There's your high. There's your low. There's your really first ABCD in a bear market. It goes to 0.34, not to 0.382, and now we're starting to move down. Now, if that's the case, and if this is a big ABCD, it could come all the way down in here. But right now, you got to focus on this level right here is where it should go. Now, if we get above this level, that's another 16 cents higher. Then that tells you we could have made a little bit more to the upside. Now, if we look at the soybean meal, and we'll look at that, and we'll also look at the see if we get our 382 pullback in that. Oh dear, they hit this thing pretty hard, didn't they? Which they should have. It was due for a big correction. Okay, there's a 60-minute here over the last few minutes here. Now we were expecting the ABCDs on this meal to do the same thing that beans did, and they did. We can't do them both. Well, you can, but then you're going to be double leveraged, and you don't really want to do that. There was your ABCDs to the upside. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and then starting to come down. Okay, there was your first correction right here, was a little tiny 382 right here. That's over a few hours, but there was your longer one. That took almost half a trading day to do that. So if we look at that, mark that, you'll see that one came in, didn't even make a 382, and the same thing, this is not doing either. We're still heading lower, folks. This is not the cat's out of the bag on this one. Remember, you couldn't give this stuff away down here at 272, right? And the whole world wanted it at 330, and there's just 382 coming in right here. So there's a number you want to be watching the meal for. That's down another $600. You want to put the limit minder in because we get there, we have to talk about it to see whether it's a tradable. But I would have to say you're going to be down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, whatever it is. I'd be looking to do that 382. All right, because this is a strong trending market, and protein is in demand. Now we'll look at soybean oil. So we'll get that up here. All these things are the same, folks. It doesn't make a difference whether they're soybean oil or soybeans. They're pretty much the same thing here. There's our soybean oil. Let's get the daily up because that's what we were watching with it. Gets down to that point we're looking at pretty close. Well, we missed it by a heartbeat. You see, now we had to move here from the high. We did. We made an ABCD here on the oil. As you can see here, I've not been focusing on the grains too much because of the fact that that was a 50, almost exactly 382. Let's just blow that up and get it out of the way here. And yeah, that's just about an exact 382 a couple days ago when we were, there it is right there. Almost 50%, and here's where we are right now. So nothing to do right here. So I'm just giving you what I see, folks. I can't make any excuses for missing anything or doing anything. I try to get the best I can. Sometimes they work really good, and other times they don't. So we're going to be watching. But I feel very strongly that what you're watching here is a short covering rally in these things that are moving around quite a bit. Okay? Now, why does that say 207? That can't be right. Are cattle lock limit down? Is that correct? Oh my God, they are. Wow.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is the cattle market. It's pretty important because there was a cattle on feed report Friday. I just used the AI to ask about it, and that's what it was. And I guess it was very bearish. They opened limit down, folks, and that's a substantial amount. I don't even remember. I think it's 10 cents maybe. Well, when it closes, yeah, it must be 10 cents or more. I don't know. Well, you know, yeah, you can tell where the close was. The close was, yeah, it's 8 cents. So this is where it is right now, which is equivalent to $2,100. But remember, here's the one you want to look for. This is what I think is happening in the stocks right now, folks. There was a high cattle market in October, okay, and it breaks down, then it rallies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slightly higher high on day 6, and then bang, then up one more time. Okay, now we got a new low. Just to show you, this is not made up stuff. You got a new low, so what you have to do is recalculate your 382. See, there's your old low right here. You got to go to the next one. And where does it go to? There it is right there. 1, 2, 3. 4-day rally. What'd you do here? 1, 2, 3. 4-day rally. This might go down limit a couple times. This seems to be locked really, really heavily. I'm going to repeat this story because that's one of my favorite things. When I was back in the floor, back in the 80s, it was 83, about 83. I'd just been there about a year. And the cattle on feed report came out, and it was so bullish that, oh, my God, everybody was talking about cattle up the limit 5 days in a row. And I was short 3 bellies. And the girl that used to run that did the running for us at Drexel Burnham, her dad was one of the floor traders in the hog pit. And so she knew all those guys. And so I asked her, I said, see if you can get me on the top of the deck to get, maybe I can be the first one to get filled, limit down. Because I was long short pork bellies, and the cattle report was very, very bullish, so I assumed that it was going to be doing it. So she comes back to the desk. She says, Maury wants to see you. I said, oh, God, am I in trouble now? It's Maury Oster. He ran the whole whole hog pit. He was lead filler for bellies, and I walked over to him. He's only about 5'6", so he was on the first step, so I was basically looking up at him, which was a good thing. And he said, I hear you have a problem. I said, yes, sir. I said, I'll take whatever fine. I said, I shouldn't have done it, but I was asking for pref. He said, I hear you have a problem. I said, yes, sir. I said, I'm short 3 bellies, and cattle are going to go up the limit. He said, what do pork bellies have to do with cattle? I said, well, they're meats. Yeah, but they're traded by different people. And he opened up his deck, and the only time I ever saw a deck in all the years I was there, which was 3, and it said right on the top, I think it was sell 200 or 300 bellies. It was a lot at the market. And I said, wow. He said, don't worry about it. You're going to be okay. Well, by the time cattle opened, they opened about half a cent higher, and we're limit down, so were pork bellies. And so that was a case where I used discretion that I shouldn't have, but I didn't get fined. I should have, but God bless her. She got me out of the problem anyway. Okay, let's move on here. What's going on with these markets here? But I do believe this is what we're seeing in the stock market is something like this right there. I really do. We've done a lot of damage. That market going down 2,800 points in the Dow Jones. Did we ever take the high of the day out? Let's get that out. I wonder if we took the high of yesterday out in the Dow Jones. Where is it here? YM, there it is. No, we haven't. We're close, though. Yeah, we're really close. See, it's close to trying to take that out. And we'll see if it's going to do it or not. The NASDAQ is still strong. And, oh, my God, look at this gold. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Holy cow. This is what really frustrates the heck out of me, folks. I bought it here. I got out here. And look, it runs up another 30, 40 bucks. And let's see if that was a 382 off of this one, just for kicks and giggles. This is a strong trending market, you would have to agree, right? And there's your 382 again right here. Got to pay attention to that 382 in these strong trending markets. It's a big deal. Now, I saw a price. Someone sent me, they was going to go to 41.23. There it is right there. They sent me this. 41.25 is what they thought it would go to today. Here was the action today. There's your action today. You see we're pulled in, opened lower. Really nice buying opportunity right in here, and that's when it took off. And then your big pullbacks were here. There's your first 382, your second 382. Let's look at them again, because this is how you save some money. There's your low right here in the morning, right? You come up and you stop right at the 382 the first time. Okay, what's it going to do the next time? Take it. There's your low right here. Draw it in right there. I was doing these, folks. There it is, and did another one just a minute ago. Now, this is really a sophisticated system, isn't it? I mean, what's hard about this? It goes exactly to it, and then boom. Oh, well, that's the way it goes. All right, let's get back to question about Nvidia and is the AI thing over? And I said, I don't know about that. I think it is because of the fact that the way the market's acting. First of all, we're having this tremendous move, okay? 600 points up in the NASDAQ, and this thing can't even take out the highs of Friday. That's not acting very good, all right? So that's telling you what's moving. I imagine it's the banking stocks. Let's check Goldman Sachs here for a second and see if we can see that's what's moving the market, because what frustrates me the most, folks, I saw that 3 drive to a bottom pattern, and I said, I should buy this just for the bounce, and I didn't. Never mind. Let's say get the G, Goldman Sachs. This should have a pretty good run here to the upside, given the fact the market's up that much. Boy, it's not either. It's hardly up a little bit at all. That's not moving very much. So there must be a whole bunch of all the little Dow stocks must be up. Well, it isn't up that much. It's only up 300 points, so it doesn't take much. It's not like the NASDAQ. I mean, that's going wacko. All right, let's move over here to the next one. Someone asked about was Nvidia. We already covered that. What's the other one? Caterpillar. Someone asked about the cat. Here we are. This is the second most expensive stock in the Dow, and it's up a little bit, pretty good today, bouncing off the bottom, moving up pretty good. Let's see how Softy's doing. Softy doesn't look good to me, folks. Microsoft just doesn't look very good to me, and we'll just see where it is today. Yeah, well, I don't know how the Dow can look at that. This is getting creamed. Wow, this is there was our low. We came down really big here, and it's not moving much at all. So this is Microsoft, another one of those AI wonders, okay? Let's see how Meta's doing, okay? Someone sent me a picture of what why they were borrowing the money, and they didn't want to risk their own money. And there's Meta. Actually, Meta's moving pretty good to the upside today after that huge sell-off. We've dropped from 760 down to 580, folks. $200. That's a big move down. Let's move this up a little bit to see where we are on this. Looks like we made a ABCD here over the past month. There's your big gap down. You'll never guess what that is. 382. And then should measure down a little bit lower. I think we rallied a little bit here today. It's up a little bit. Okay, it's not a bullish chart, folks. That's it. That's why I think that AI thing is pretty much copacetic. We'll take a little break here. I think we've got how much time we got left there, Al? We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, we'll finish here with the Dow Jones. This was our high back here, November the 12th. Remember that big Bradley date? The market came down. There was a night when Nvidia came out with the earnings right at the 382, almost up 600-700 points, ended up being down 700 points. Now, the rally backs, because you have to make new lows here, this brings your 382 to right here. See, there's your old 382. The new 382 would be right here. You see, because you made a lower low. So that's what you'll be watching. It's got to take this out. I mean, look how close this is. I mean, this is only a tick away, and it's still not getting there. But it should make another 200 points today or tomorrow, the next day. But that's the one you want to be watching. And if you looked at it real closely, you'll see that you have a nice A, B, C, D move in progress right here, taking us right up here to about 68.50. Now you start getting above here, and I'll say, well, maybe something's wrong, and my work is not good. Well, it's good. It just doesn't work that time. So that's what we're paying attention to, because I think this is going to be, remember I said a long time ago, I said, do you see this cattle chart? I said, this is what it's going to look like, and that's what happened. But I didn't expect limit down today, or I would have gone home short. All right, let's make a look at some of these other things. So I want you to have a wonderful time. By this is a Christmas week, Thanksgiving week. The day after Thanksgiving, folks, has a 75% chance of closing higher. And if it doesn't, that's very, very negative. In 134 years, the day after Thanksgiving has been positive 75%. No other day in the whole calendar comes even close to those numbers. So it's a big number. Everybody knows what it is. And but if it closes lower that day, on that Good Friday, then boy, look out. Or Black Friday, or whatever they call the thing. I don't even know anymore. But we should take the highs of the day out here in the Dow, put it up about 350 or 400. But there's the number you want to be looking at, that 46850. So live every day as best you can in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless, and take some care to other people that have very little, folks. And we love you. Bye-bye.